I got accepted into my program in early March 2020. Hi, I'm Becky. I'm a former special education teacher, a future audiologist, a wife and mother to a couple of awesome neurodivergent folks, and a lifelong anxiety endurer. Basically, my whole life revolves around disability, and today I'm going to be comparing the different roles I've had in my adult life. In the 13 years since I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I have had three main jobs: special education teacher, stay-at-home mom, and grad student. None of these are easy, but which one is the hardest? I'm not going to make you wait around for the answer. Hands down, the answer is teaching. All parents, regardless of whether they go to an office or stay at home, are on call 24/7, which makes it a pretty demanding job. Sleep is inconsistent, there are tons of things to worry about, and you have these little humans who are completely dependent on you for everything. You want to make the best choices, and you put all of this pressure on yourself to give them the best shot at happiness and success. Parenting is never ending, but at the end of the day, you know your child is loved. You know they are taken care of, and you know that they have your support. If you don't have it in you to engage all day long, that's okay. If you give your kid a bowl of goldfish and put on Sesame Street so you can lay on the couch for 5 minutes, that's okay. You're not ruining your kid for life, and nobody is going to get mad at you. And if they do, then I have a few choice words for those people. But teaching is different. You worry for your students just like you worry for your kids. You spend your money on them just like you do your own children. You put a ton of pressure on yourself to give them your best all the time, just like you do with parenting. But with teaching, other people are putting pressure on you as well. But with teaching, you're emotionally invested in way more children. But with teaching, you don't know that they are taken care of. As a parent, I've never had to call Child Protective Services, but I have multiple times as a teacher. I had students who lived in unsafe situations. I had students whose families couldn't communicate with them. I had to make sure every moment was filled with linguistically and educationally rich activities and feelings of security and love, because for some of my students, I didn't know if they got those things outside of my classroom. Not that I actually had a classroom, but that's a whole other issue. As a parent, I can just make decisions about what is best for my child. As a parent, I can buy whatever I want for my children. I don't have to document or collect data to prove that my parenting is effective. As a parent, if someone gives me advice based on what they did with their kids 30 years ago, or what they do with their hypothetical kids, I can smile and nod and then ignore them, or give a snarky response. But when a teacher is told what to do by an administrator who hasn't been in the classroom in 20 years, or a politician who's never been in the classroom at all, they've just got to accept it. Teaching is so much harder than parenting, which is why I left it when my first kid was born. I knew I wasn't going to be able to give both my child and my kids, my students, the amount of attention that they each deserved. But what about grad school? Grad school is by far the easiest, with the caveat that for me, this is the most difficult time of my life. In grad school, my actions don't impact anyone else. If I don't do the work, I get a bad grade. But nobody is dependent on me. And I've got professors who are looking out for me and helping me get through everything. They want to make sure that I understand it all. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely manageable. But grad school with a family living 200 miles away, That's incredibly difficult. Because of my husband's job and the location of the program that I'm in, we knew that we'd be separated. But the plan was that I'd bring our kids up with me. I got accepted into my program in early March 2020, and our plans changed. So shortly before I left for school in August of 2020, we decided that the kids would stay with my husband. My sons were 1 and 3 at the time, and my youngest was still nursing, and it sucked, and it still sucks. I'm away from my family 5 days a week, and I spend 7 hours on the road every week just to get maybe 36 hours at home. I stay on campus for 12 plus hours every day to get all my work done because on the weekend I'm too busy potty training and doing laundry and squeezing in a week of family time into 36 hours. My kids cry every Sunday when I leave, and my husband is out of sick leave because daycare is always closing due to COVID. I've missed birthdays. And that is why, although grad school itself is the least stressful job I've had in my adult life, being a grad student and parent and wife is the toughest situation I've been in. Luckily, I've got an amazing support system, and my husband is definitely the MVP of that. And we'll get through it. But it still sucks. So what's the toughest job or role you've ever had? What support systems did you have in place or wish you had in place? And what can we do to support those in the most stressful positions? Leave a comment below because I want to hear your stories.